So guys, welcome back to the channel. Another review. This is a cheaper product, but I figured there are people out there that don't like earbuds that go directly into the ear like so. To give you guys a quick example, and instead they like things that clip around their neck that's less evasive. Well, I kind of think this is more evasive, but to each their own. But anyway, this is called the Skullcandy JIB Plus. You do have 6 hours of battery life. It actually comes with the clip, so it's easier to keep on your clothes. This is definitely necessary for a lot of people to have these type of headphones because they'll spin around your neck if it's not here sometimes. And it looks like you have gel tips, which I'm actually very interested in. You got small, large, and medium. And depending on how the gel feels, trust me, I'm going to take these off and put them on my headset. Now, with that being said, the price tag was only $7.99. I would assume that these are probably about $14.99 to $20 normally on Amazon or the Skullcandy website. I could be wrong about that. But normally when something's priced this low, it's already discounted or it's been out for a while. Now with that being said, let's unbox this together and see if this is actually worth using, especially with different types of devices. So guys, the bottom of this, to be honest, looked like it was probably used. I hope this wasn't used in return, but just the packaging was pretty beat up. That it's possible that this probably got shipped that way. So there's nothing I can really do about that. But either way, nevertheless, let's continue with this unboxing. Do this from the bottom. Alrighty. Just like I said before, this is everything that comes with it. So far you have your, okay, just use this micro USB. You can see it right there. These are the gel tips. Even though they say gel, let me open them up. I want to go ahead and say that these feel like how do they feel? Yeah, they feel like the typical tips that you're used to having. They are pretty squishy though. Let me just say this real fast. All gel tips are not created equally. I know some people think that maybe the tip doesn't really matter when you're listening to music, but trust me, depending on the type, the size, and the type of gel tip that you have, it will make a difference, especially when it comes to bass and the quality of sound, because when it fits in your ear directly, you have a better chance of keeping that sound from leaking out, and so you get the full experience that the headset is meant to give you. But anyway, we'll talk about that in the next section. So right here, this is the headset itself. Let me take these out. I mean, it's not a bad looking headset. To be honest, back in the day, I remember getting these, right? Where the ones I had were 8 hours to 12. I don't want to pull that off and break it, short the cord. These were normally like 12 hours, 8 hours, 16-hour headsets. This was really the craze back in the day. Now, personally, I'm not a fan of this one right here. Normally, when I saw the box, I thought they just wrapped around your neck and sat on your neck, right? But it looks like, even though it does, normally, some of the other Skullcandy bands have a hard band right here where it's more solid, so it sits in one spot. So it's necessary for you to use this clip right here, if you see it, to clip this to your shirt so that you won't have any problems. But anyhow, there's not much to really say about this. I mean, it's a nice looking headset, I guess. I mean, it's pretty bare bones. This is like the bare minimum headsets that you get back in the day where it'll have probably decent music quality if I had to guess. I just don't know how well it's going to mesh in today's, I'm going to actually take this to a Steam Deck in case you guys are wondering. And I'm actually going to play a game with it, and I want to hear how good the quality and music is going to be with sound effects, lag, latency, and all that good stuff. Because it doesn't have a gaming mode or anything like that. It's just a bare bones basic headset. So this is the unboxing. There's nothing else to really talk about. Let me just pull this out for the user guide people that want to know some of the instructions for this particular headset. Let me open that up right here. Okay. Oh, boy, this is a really big piece of paper. All right, so we got two sides. This side I'm not gonna worry about. This is the side with the instructions. So if you look right here, it shows you how to pair mode, as you can see. It shows you how to pair to the device. It lets you know that it's blinking. Just give you guys the step-by-step. You hold that button right there to power it on and off. You have volume up, you have volume down, you have pause and play. Track forward, it means you hold the plus button for 2 seconds. It'll go track forward, track backwards. You'll hold the minus button. So if you tap minus once or plus once, that's volume up and down. If you hold it, it'll change the song forward or change the song backwards. If you tap the hang up button or the answer button or the power button for that matter, one time during a call, it'll answer, and one time it'll hang up a call. And of course, there's the charger right there. There's not much more to really show. So for the people out there, I will timestamp this part for you guys so that you can go ahead and, in case you lost this paperwork and you just happen to come across this headset, you'll know exactly what the commands are. Now, I'm glad I read that because I totally forgot about the charger port. So if you pull this down right here, this is your charger port. So simple, simplistic. Let's go into the next section. No need to waste any time whatsoever. So right here, I'm going to hold this power button. All right, so it powered on. So my question is, did I have to hold it in order to pair it, or is it going to pair like this? Now I held the power button until this powered on. So we're going to try this two different ways. Normally with the older headsets, you hold the power button until it's blinking, like a blue or a red or a red and blue. I'm not too sure about this headset, but we're going to go to the Bluetooth settings and double check that. Keep in mind, like I said before, all I basically did was turn it on. So it looks like it's not in pairing mode if I just turn it on. I have to hold that button. So let me get the glare out of here so you guys can see that. I'm going to hold the power button. We're going to wait for the light. All right, it's powered off. Now what I'm going to do is give it a couple seconds, hold the power button, and when the power is on, I'm going to keep holding it. Here we go. So if you hold the power button, you hold it until it's blinking red and blue, and then it's in pairing mode, and then we can go over here and actually search for basically the device. So let me do that real fast. Go to settings, do that again, Bluetooth right here. There we go, searching for devices. As we're talking, it's searching. Here we go. It says the JIB Plus. That's the headset right here. It should still be in pairing mode. Yep, still blinking. So I'm gonna go ahead and click that. It's spinning right now, trying to connect. And as soon as it connects, as you can see, it's going to be it should be a solid blink. There we go, the solid blue blink. That's how you know that it's connected. Now, for you people out there that's wondering if this has multi-point, it does not have that. So if you want to hook this up to multiple devices, unfortunately, you're going to either have to forget device, or you're going to, and by forget, it means that you go to the device. Like if you're on an Android or Apple device, you can click in like a little setting. And when you do that, it'll ask you to forget the device or disconnect. If you press forget, you'll have to resync it, put it back in sync mode, go through that same process, and sync it to another device. A multi-point is for people that want to use the same headset for multi things, you know, self-explanatory. But unfortunately, this does not have it. It is older, and a lot of times headsets did not have multi-point back then, especially with micro USB. But pretty simple, good to go. It's synced. Let's go on to the next section. So I'm going to go ahead and put these in the air. They're still connected from the last part of the video. And the reason why I'm doing this particular instead of just using regular music is because for anyone that knows, if you play Bloodstained Ritual of the Night, you already know that this is one of those games that's rich in music. I don't know if they have a real symphony or orchestra, because some games do have that, but I think the music is good enough with the sound effects and background music and things like that to determine whether this headset is good for people that want to use it for Bluetooth. You'd be surprised, a lot of people use earbuds connected to their Nintendo Switch and other devices. Sure, it may not be as good as having an over-the-head headset, but sometimes you just got to use what you have, and you may not want an over-the-head headset because it's invasive and you don't want something that big. So let's test it. I'm going to put these in my ear right now. Let me figure out how to put them in my ear. Here we go. Okay. It fit very snugly. It's actually nice. Yeah, they feel really good in the air. Okay, let's go ahead and play. All right, turn it up. Ooh, you sound really good. They have nice bass too. All the sounds are on K. All right. Bone toss. Okay. Let's see. All right. So what I noticed is that the sound is syncing very well with this particular headset. I don't have any lag latency whatsoever. And I do apologize if I'm speaking a little louder. I can't really hear myself at all. So you know, I'm doing the music test. All right. As I'm hitting items in the background, I noticed that again, it's very balanced well when it comes to sound. I got to be honest with you. Now, obviously, you can go to the settings of these video games and change things around the way you want it, but for right now, everything is on default. I'll hit him again. It sounds good. It sounds very good. There is no lag latency whatsoever with this thing right now. That sounds pretty good. Now, let me take this out my ear and talk to you guys a little bit. Okay, so the sound is very, very rich in my opinion. I don't know if you guys ever played like a Castlevania game. Let me go back and save it because I got that power up. I started a new game. I just got this on a Switch. I got this on a Steam Deck. I had it on PS4 back in the day. And then I ended up buying it for the Steam Deck because the Switch version was so laggy. It was terrible because the Switch is a 25-year-old relic that's somehow, you know, selling games. Anyway, the point is that the music sounds very, very good. When it came to the combat, slicing and hitting enemies, everything was on point. I didn't feel like there was any lag latency when playing this particular game, but I do want to also say that this is a more slower paced 2D Metrovania type game. And with that being said, I do want to play something else that's faster so you guys can get a better assessment of how well would it perform in a more high performance environment. So for the second test, I was going to play a different game that had more explosions and things, but unfortunately I'm in an area where my Steam Deck is not connected to the internet. And some games do require internet connection. So we're just going to do Resident Evil 7. And is this Resident Evil 7? Yeah, Resident Evil 7. Just going to pop these back into the ear so you know that it's still connected. Let's see. Make sure I put them in a proper ear as I messed up the first time. Here we go. Okay. They're in my ear. Let's go. So I have Resident Evil 7. Just going to go ahead and press continue. It doesn't really matter if I get hit or anything. I just want to be able to hear like the gunshots, when I run around, how good does it actually sound? And I want to turn it back. Oh, it's already turned up. And what I will say is the max volume for this. That's interesting. So this thing has two volumes. You have the volume that's actually on the headset itself. That works separately from the volume on the actual Steam Deck. So it did significantly increase. Oh, is he cursing already? What's going on here? All right, so let me see. Handgun, knife, shotty. Got one shotty bullet. And okay. Let's go ahead outside. So it looks pretty good, to be honest with you, which has nothing to do with, this is just a Steam Deck itself. The graphics are on a little bit lower than usual. I'd never actually edited any of the graphics, but as soon as I ready up, shoot. No delay. All right, so the bullets actually sound good. There's no delay whatsoever. Let me see. Everything sounds pretty good. Footsteps. All the creaks in the background you can hear just fine. Shoot her in the butt. Oh. I'm curious what would happen. I never actually got close to her before. All right, so far it sounds very, very good. Like even the suspenseful parts of this video, like you know how you guys can't hear it. I forgot you can't hear it. It's suspenseful music happening in this game right now because of the crazy old lady in Resident Evil 7. And I hear everything, the water, the creaking, the noises, every little subtle noise I hear with these headphones. And it sounds very, very good, by the way. I have no complaints. Does it actually work? I'd never actually done this before. Wow, that did nothing. Let's get out of here. Yep, that did absolutely nothing. And I wonder if I can get away. Okay, so it actually sounds pretty good. Let me break this down to anyone that's wondering. So here's the thing. The reason why I'm using the Steam Deck instead of the typical headphones for music is because not everyone just listens to music with their headphones. Sometimes you're talking to them, which we'll do that section in a moment, with the voice quality of talking. But most people use their headphones for multiple things, whether you're playing a video game, Candy Crush, whatever it is, conversation, recordings. You want to make sure that you have a decent product. And I can honestly say, just from listening to this, especially for the gamer aspect, this could be hooked up to a Nintendo Switch. This could be hooked up to I believe a PlayStation 4 or PlayStation 5 that uses Bluetooth. Obviously, an overhead headset would be better. I'm a PC gamer, so sorry for the people that are wondering if this worked with a PS4 or Xbox. I don't currently have one anymore, but it did work with the Nintendo Switch, in case you're wondering. So if it works with that thing, and that's a relic, it should work with the others technically. Don't, quote me on that one. But the point is that the sound was there, the quality was there, the bullets, when I was shooting the flames at the enemy, everything sounded like the way the game was meant to be, and the headset was able to keep up with that. So the question that you're probably wondering is, well, who cares? I want to explain why. Some headphones have lag. Some headphones have the ability to go into like an application and go into something called gaming mode. And what that does is it allows all the gunshots, all the movements, sound effects, and things to be enhanced the way normal or gaming headsets are. But it suffers from disconnectivity, or it suffers from Bluetooth disconnectivity. I don't know if that's the right word I'm using, but the Bluetooth disconnects a lot when it's in that mode, depending on the type of device that you're using. I don't have any problems with this whatsoever. This actually performs very, very well. Now, again, I'm not a fan of the whole thing around the neck right here with the clip, but for some people, they'll like this. And for the price tag, $7.99, especially at your local Ross, and it's Skullcandy. Everyone's heard of Skullcandy. You won't go wrong with this headset so far. I don't want to say it's sold just yet, but we do need to do the voice section, which is coming up next. So I'm not going to waste any more of your time. Yes, it's a solid headset. It has decent bass. It has decent music quality. The music while playing in-game or other things, because music is music at the end of the day, whether it's rap or orchestrated through a video game. It just has high quality, and then it does very well with other sounds, voices, things like that. I like it a lot. Now, of course, would I use it? No, only because I have so many headsets, and I do this reviews for, not going to say a living, but for a hobby. So I come across many, many different headsets, and I want something to have like a 16, 20 hour battery life minimum if I'm going to use it as a daily driver, because this only has 6 hours of battery life. And to be honest, that's not that much at the grand scheme of things if you use it every day, which you would have to carry a charger around, and I'm not with that. But anyway, that's enough of that. Let's go on to the next section. So, a double section so we can save some time. When it comes to recordings or call quality, this is what you're typically going to hear. Now, do keep in mind that you have to account for the fact that if you have Verizon, AT&T, T-Mobile, Mint Mobile, whatever carrier service you have, that will affect the quality. But because I'm doing the screen recording, this more so interacts with, or it's more of like an accurate assessment of how it's going to be in terms of call quality. And I kind of repeated myself on that one. So, also, if you look right here, the reason why I had this Skullcandy application up is to show you that this does not have any type of app support whatsoever. And I'll read it for the people that might be listening to this video. JIB Plus is not recognized Skullcandy app product. Now, it doesn't mean it's not a Skullcandy product. It just means that there's no type of application. There's no changing the equalizer setting or anything like that. If you want to change the equalizer, you're going to have to use some type of an equalizer that's built into your phone, or built into some type of application, or built into your PC, and then you can adjust the sound the way that you want. But everything that you're hearing today nothing's edited in terms of quality of sound. It is as it is. And if you like this a lot, then this headset would definitely work for you. Now, again, I'll say this one last time. It will not work. So there's no software updates. There is nothing. If you have a problem with it and you feel like Skullcandy can send some type of software update, be aware of the fact that you're not going to get that. And with the price tag at $7.99, I don't think anybody would really invest in that anyway. Even the regular price, which is probably $15 to $20, maybe $30 at the most. Most of these headsets for that price range don't have any type of app support, and here's the proof. So with that being said, let's close this video up. So guys, to answer the last question, and this is probably the most important question, is this actually worth the asking price? So let me just say this first off. Everyone has a different preference. Personally, I don't like cords. I don't like things hanging around my neck. I do understand why some people would like this, because I actually know people that saw this product and said, ooh, I would go buy one right now, and they did. And I told them exactly where I got it, which was the Ross near me where I work downtown in Philadelphia. And they bought one for themselves because this is what they prefer. Some people don't want earbuds. Some people don't want AirPod Maxes and big headphones that go over their head. They don't want to spend a lot of money, but you still want something that has quality of sound. This will definitely do it. Now, and if you went through the whole video, you know that I did a recording part. I'm not going to judge the recording. I want to leave that to you guys. And obviously there's timestamps. If you made it to this part of the video, you already know that. But if you didn't, and you skip toward the end, there are timestamps in this video so you can figure out what aspect about this that you may or may not like. I'm just one reviewer. Understand that this is an older headset and many people go into much more in depth. But for the asking price of $7.99, absolutely, this is worth the asking price. Even if it was 15 bucks, I still think it's worth the asking price. The battery life, personally, I think could have been a little better, about 8 to 10 hours minimum. That way you can go through a whole shift at work. But most people don't talk for 6 hours straight. You do have to understand that talk time is different than listening time. For you guys that don't know, if you ever see a, what's the word here? If you ever see a headset like Beats or something and it says listening time, then it says talk time. Listening is media, like music and videos, YouTube, streaming, stuff like that. Talking is entirely different, and it uses a lot more of the microphones and speakers and things like that. So if you combine the two, sometimes you don't get that 6 hours of what you think, and your headset dies faster. You may think it's effective, but the reality is you're combining music time along with talk time. And unfortunately, if you talk for 20 minutes or an hour, and it's just 3 hour talk time, you effectively lost a significant portion, in my opinion, of your listening time. Now, yes, it's worth the $8. I think they're pretty good headphones. Skullcandy, for the most part, don't really disappoint. I know I have a love-hate relationship with them with a lot of my older videos, but that's because I expect more from a company that's charging normally premium prices for average products, especially when you have tons of competition like JLab, JBL, obviously, they're still a contender, Soundcore Anchor, things like that, Earfun. Like, there's a lot of headphones that blow away Skullcandy easily in the price tag, but this is more accessible to the average person. Now, yes, it's not a bad price. I think it'll make a pretty decent gift. I think eventually people will want to upgrade to the actual earbuds right here, like so. These are OnePlus buds. This is one of my favorite buds that I use. But the point is that, yeah, it's not a bad gift. It's name brand. The quality is there. The only issue the person can complain about is the fact that it's connected to a cord, as you can see. That's the only issue that I have with it. Unfortunately, I haven't seen any type of IP rating or anything for these, so obviously don't go snorkeling with them, but you can probably take them to the gym. Most headphones you can take to the gym where they can take like a little bit of resistance, even if they don't have an IP rating, but just be mindful of that. Anyway, like and subscribe like always, guys, and I'll see you in the next video.